Quality, quality, quality. G'day folks. Today I'm going to be talking about one of the best quality small minnows on the market. Rightio folks, today I'm going to be reviewing the Wildbait Minnow. Minnows can be tricky things to do reviews on because they're all pretty much of a muchness. Or are they? No, they're not. Some are designed for maximum casting distance. Some, such as the Wildbaits, are designed to be as natural looking as possible. Some have got rattles in them. There are so many variations. The Wildbait Minnow are very, very natural, and that's one of their greatest strengths. First of all, let me tell you about the Wildbait Minnow. Wildbait Minnows are owned by a man named Peter Pomorski here in Australia. Pete is from a Polish descendant or Polish background. He's a hell of a nice guy, and these lures are made in a combination of Australia and in Poland. Pete's got a friend in Poland that puts a lot of them together, and Pete makes a few here as well. Now, Poland, like so many European countries, are very well known for their quality. You know, Germany, Lithuania, all of those European countries put so much emphasis on quality, and the Wildbait Minnows are no exception. They are just pure quality machines. What are the pros and cons to the Wildbait Minnows? The biggest con is that they're a bit light. So when you go to cast them, you don't get a lot of casting distance. That's only really a problem if you're a shore-based fisherman in a lake. The larger minnows, like the 5 and 6 centimetre minnows, will go a bit further because there's a bit more weight in them. But the average, I think this is a 4 centimetre one, they're a little bit light. In most rivers, that's not a problem. In the little streams that I fish, that's not a problem. It's only if you're bank fishing in a big lake that you might find that a problem. And that's so one con is that they can be a bit on the light side. The other con is that they can be a little bit confusing to understand which model's which. They've all got different names as Attack 4, Attack 5, Stalker 4, and I've got this awesome looking minnow in my hand, and I'm not quite sure what model it is, but I think it's the Attack 4. So the only cons to the Wildbait Minnows are that they can be a little bit confusing as to know which one's which isn't really a problem when you're just diving into your tackle box and looking for a suitable lure. And they can be a bit light to cast, which is only a problem if you're fishing in lakes. So what are the pros? What are the good things? The biggest pro about it, and I've said it 5 times already in this video, is the quality. They are quality central. I've never had a hook on a Wildbait lure break. I've never had one straighten, apart from when I've hooked myself in the jumper and needed my pliers to untangle it. So I've never actually had one damaged out in the field, and this is 100% honest. I can't think of a single Wildbait lure of mine that I've had, and I've been using them for a good 5 or 6 years now, and I can't think of a single one that I've lost any paint on. They've landed on rocks, they've landed on logs, and the paint just doesn't chip off. They are bomb-proof. No doubt someone's going to come out now and share a photo on my Facebook page and show me one with bent hooks and paint missing. But on the whole, I have not had it happen. The quality is great. The other pros is the natural colours. They are so natural, which is good in areas that see high fishing pressure or high traffic, because the trout can be a bit switched on and they may not want to take something that doesn't quite look right. These look like they belong. This belongs in a trout stream. This little colour, this pattern, looks like it fits in perfectly, unlike a bright coloured lure that might only work on areas with not much fishing pressure or in dirty water. So the natural presentation is huge, the quality is huge, and they've got a great swim pattern. They swim really, really well. They've got a nice wide pattern, and they are absolute fish catchers. I think extremely highly of Wildbait. And I tell you what, if there's something else that Wildbait have got really, really right, it's their clothing. Check out my Wildbait hoodie. Love this jumper. How awesome is it? It's a Wildbait hoodie. I have got a cupboard full of fishing shirts. I've got tournament style shirts. A lot of them don't fit over my big fat abs. A lot of them are just too bright to walk up and down streams, and occasionally I'll wear one or two of the dull coloured ones when I'm fishing. But Wildbait, you'll see in a lot of my fishing videos, actually, over the last few years, I wear a lightweight Wildbait shirt in the summer. Well, I've now got a nice Wildbait hoodie to wear in the winter, and it blends in. It doesn't stand out too much. I love it. So Wildbait, check them out. They've got great quality jumpers and they've got awesome quality lures. Let me just show you a couple up close. Rightio, now there is one of the Wildbait Minnows. Have a look at that. Look at those natural colours. It's like a little cutthroat trout or even a little rainbow trout. That is just absolutely awesome. Look at the colours on it. And I've got another one right here. Have a look at that. That's similar to the first one that I just showed you, but a bit longer. Look at the natural colours. I'll see if I can get them both in the frame here. natural colours. They come in quite a wide variety of natural colours. It's the natural colours that really sell me with wild bait. It's the great dive pattern, and it's the fact that they catch so many fish. The trout and redfin just climb all over them. Just one tip, and this doesn't just apply to wild bait minnows, but any minnow. It doesn't matter whether it's a Rapala or a Pontoon 21 or what you're using. Whenever you use a minnow, you should either use some kind of a line clip, or even better, learn to tie a loop knot. A loop knot creates a perfectly symmetrical knot, which makes the lure track perfectly straight. You see, with bigger lures like Murray cod, they pull so much water that if your knot is off centre, the force of the lure diving through the water will straighten the knot and make it track straight. With a smaller lure like these little trout minnows, and that applies to any trout minnows, the force of water hitting them isn't great because they've only got a small bib. So if your knot is off centre, the whole lure will swim sideways. And quite often lure makers of all different kinds, they get contacted by people saying, I bought this lure and it doesn't swim. Quite often it can be the knot. So with any of your minnows, if you want them to swim properly, then tie a loop knot. Learn to tie a loop knot. I've got a video, and I'll put that up in the top corner now, about how to tie a loop knot, and that will help you get your minnows to track straight. Check out the wild baits, www.wildbait.com.au, I think it is, or you can find them on Facebook. Just look for Wild Bait Lures. They've got quite a big online or social media presence. Wild baits. I can't wait for trout opening so that I can go and catch some more trout on my wild bait minnows.